Hello. Hi, this is Christine Crow here. Now, gold is more popular and it's becoming expensive, even more than ever. So 2025 is going to be some extraordinary increases in gold. It's nearly at $3,000 per ounce. Wow. Now, I'm going to be going into this with you today so that I can talk to you about how you can either buy, sell gold, or turn them into gold bars, for example. So stay tuned. So welcome to tonight's discussion about gold pricing. They are hitting a record high. And with investment banks like Goldman Sachs predicting further increases and central banks aggressively buying gold, it's now the right time to buy or sell. Even Warren Buffett, I believe so, that he is purchasing gold to ensure that he has good liquidity as well. Cash is it's decreasing in value, whereas with gold, it is not decreasing, it is increasing over a period of time. So, more importantly, how can you scrap your gold into valuable assets like into gold bars and build wealth for the future? So stay tuned because I'll be sharing with you some strategies that you can do that is going to inspire you. Just like Robert Kiyosaki says, with his own experience in investing in gold, he talks about cash not being worth anything. He talks about gold and silver. He also talks about Bitcoins, but I don't know about Bitcoins because I haven't gone into Bitcoins or cryptocurrency. I'm talking about gold and silver. That's what I know, and that's what I've been used to. I tried that a few years ago and it did not work. And I say a few years ago, I think it was 2016. It did not work for me. But with this, the gold, the scrap gold, turning it into bars, gold bars, that did work for me. And I want to ask you a question. I'd love for you to drop in the comments here. Are you investing in gold or silver right now? Hit the like button if you want to learn more about how scrap gold can really turn into real wealth for you. I'm going to be doing some further videos about buying scrap gold. I'm going to be showing you about melting those golds. And I'm going to be showing you the value of those golds. So stay tuned because this is part of one of the playlists that I have here as well. So as you know, gold prices are surging. And without driving this rally, gold prices have hit a fresh record high in 2025. Look, Robert Kiyosaki, the chap that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he even says that we should be investing in gold and silver. For example, this is his book here. And it's something that I've read on numerous occasions. And I will tell you something that I have seen it firsthand back in 2010 and 2009, for example, and 2007, what it can actually do for you. And I'm talking about broken bits of jewelry. I'm not on about jewelry that is all together. I'm actually from broken bits of jewelry. Me and my husband was able to turn scrap gold into gold bars. And we used to purchase from eBay, for example, back then, and also in the papers, all kinds of places we were looking for scrap gold, broken gold. Not gold plated, but broken gold pieces, for example. So, like I said, central banks are aggressively buying physical gold. And why? Because they know that the rate, the inflation of money is losing its value. Money is turning into not much anymore. You got to have lots of money to buy something. Whereas with gold, it holds its value, plus it increases. Just like a property, for example, increases over time. Same with silver as well. So I can't really just say gold, gold, gold. Silver is good as well. And let me tell you, you can buy a lot more things with silver, which is valuable. The same with buying gold, but you can't buy as much gold as what you can with silver. But I believe, and this is something for us all to watch, that now that the silver is going to start to be brought more, it's going to actually increase in value as well. So it's going to be kind of like, I'm looking for this, it's going to be like the tortoise and the hare story. Being the hare story is the gold. The tortoise is the silver. Let's see what happens. So on to the central banks are aggressively buying physical gold, for example, and like I said, because of the money value is losing, for example. So Robert Kiyosaki, his book here, has long said gold and silver are real money. He says, his words, not mine, he says, cash is trash. That's what he says, for example. Gold and silver is like cash flow. And we need cash flow even for our personal lives, but also for our business as well. Imagine you save £200, £300, £400 a month, dollars a month, for example, and you buy a gold coin each month. Imagine what you'll have over the space of a year. Saving for a rainy day, for example. Saving for an unexpected expense, or saving for a holiday, or saving for something that is going to help make your life better. For example, treat yourself to something. But I would save them year after year after year. And that's what I'm going to start doing now, for example. So why scrap gold? This is a hidden opportunity. Let me tell you something. And I've done it. While new gold purchases can be expensive, scrap gold allows you to buy at a different discount and turn it into high value assets. Buying scrap gold it could be from estate sales, it could be from pawn shops, for example, it could be from auctions. I remember doing auctions as well as eBay auctions. I brought a lot of gold that way as well. Private sellers, it can help you acquire gold below the market value. This is the way to do it. And it's fun. you enjoy it. It really is exciting. I remember having the little, I forgot what they call them, those little eye magnifying glass things, and really looking at things, making sure that it was real gold and using the acid test and weighing the scales. It was fun. I enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. So while, like I said, while the new gold purchases can be expensive, because like if you was to go and buy a gold ring, it's going to be thousands, isn't it? Whereas you buy it second hand, and if it's broken, perhaps it's lost its diamond out of there, perhaps it's cut in half, there's something, or it's bent type of thing, and it's to that person it's broken, for example. You can turn it into really good, valuable asset. So refining scrap gold into bars or you can do coins. It increases its marketable and valuability as well. So when we used to scrap the gold, for example, so we'd have a bag of gold, we'd weigh it, of course, and then we would take it for to be melted down. So we would find a company, a reputable company that would do that, and then paperwork would be signed, for example, agreeing to say that we agree for them to melt the gold, for example, and this is the weight, etc. And we knew what the price was at the time. And then they would melt the gold, for example, into gold bars, tell us that the product was ready and the price is currently at this. So we knew what the price was that we would have to pay them to have it done, for example. And then we would pick the gold bars up. So by accumulating, and you can do coins or gold bars, it's up to you, for example, depends how much gold you had. So by accumulating gold consistently each month, you are securing a tangible asset that protects your wealth. So I'm going to talk to you about some steps that you can do to buy in scrap gold and turning it into gold bars. So learn about how to identify scrap gold, and I'll be doing some videos about this because I feel this is such a strong subject right now. Whether you're in business or whether you are not in business, it's something that we all should be thinking about doing so that we have got cash or a valuable asset for when and if we get hit by an unexpected event, or we need to perhaps take time off because we've been ill or a family member has been ill. And if you've got these bars, for example, then you've got some time to not be worrying that if I stop working, because that's one thing when you're a business owner, you haven't, and it's just you and you've perhaps got a couple of staff members, if you stop working, then the business stops working, right? Unless you've got a team of people. But do you really need a team of people? We've got AI now as well. But when it comes to knowing gold, the carat ratings, whether it's 24, 22, 18, 10, for example, then you've got to have a gold testing kit. You've also got to have electronic testers to verify the authenticity as well. You got to check the hallmarks, the weight and the quality before buying. Don't just purchase something because you think it looks like gold. You got to make sure that there's I was going to show you my cross then, to make sure that there is a mark on there to say it's gold. Now sometimes it depends how old the gold is, so then it could have a different mark. So you really need to just have a book on gold hallmarks, for example, so that you know what you're looking at. For example, I would highly recommend that you do that. Start off with a book that is about gold and the hallmarks, so that when you've got these golds and you see something that you're not quite sure of, then you've got to check it to see whether that is a hallmark, for example. It could be because it's a particular country, for example. So the hallmark might be different from UK and America, for example. So use gold testing kits and electronic testers to verify. Check the hallmarks, the weight and the quality before you buy. Sometimes there could be scratches, sometimes it can be like broken in half, or there could be just a couple of pieces of broken gold that the person may have lost an earring or they're hearing back. There's lots of different aspects that you need to think about when you're purchasing scrap gold, for example. So, like I said, check for the quality before buying. Number 2 is, where do you find gold at a discount? Right, so there's garage sales, auctions, eBay used to do it all the time, pawn shops as well, estate sales, and also, like what I used to do gold parties. I would ask someone to be a host, and then that person would bring their friends along, and or colleagues or whatever, family members, and then they would bring a piece of jewelry that was old and that they didn't want anymore, and that it was broken, it was no good, for example. So then they would bring it and I would weigh it and test it, etc. And then I would give them a price, not as if it was like a brand new thing. I would give them a reduced price, but they were happy because they would get £5 or £10 or dollars, for example. You know, it was a win-win situation, for example. And the hosts, they would get, like, I would bring, say, a couple of bottles of wine, for example, and some nibbles, for example. When I say nibbles, I mean like starter foods, for example, entrees, that type of thing. Pizzas, anything really. Okay, so like I said, I used to do these parties once a month, and there'd be about 10, 20 people there. And each 10 or 20 people would bring something, whether it was an earring that they didn't want, or a chain that had like snapped in half that was no good to them, so they would bring it. And it was fun as well. So I used to buy broken jewelry, and then I would melt it into gold bars. And we're going to be doing some videos on that, melting gold. So stay tuned to this because I want you to see how it's done. So another step is refining and turning scrap gold into bars. So you would sell the unneeded gold parts and keep the biggest, highest purity pieces, for example. Work with reputable refiners to melt your scrap gold into bars. I would put them into sections according to what carat they were, for example. But you can securely store your gold bars in a home safe or a private vault. You just don't tell anyone about it. We held them, in a bank, for example. So step 4 is holding them or selling. If you hold gold for a long time, the value will appreciate. So I would suggest that you do that, because this is something which you could, if you're 30 years old, for example, and you're buying gold every month, say if you was to do it not the scrap gold way, but you was to buy a gold coin every month, say a 3 ounce gold coin every month for, say, $400, for example, and you do that and you save for 10 years, for example, you could quite easily have, say, 100,000 or more in value. So then you've got money to put down on a house, for example. Now, what I thought was really, really interesting when a lady commented today to say that she gives to family members the gold bars. Well, the children, grandchildren, for example, imagine that grandchild becomes an adult, they will instantly have money to put down on a house. Wow, how cool is that? They haven't got to worry about, where am I going to get this money from? Where am I going to get this, 200 grand from, for example? Wow, isn't that amazing? So don't look at it as a short-term thing unless you're doing it as a business. Then you do the scrap gold, turn it into gold bars. But if you're looking at perhaps for retirement purposes, because we don't know what our retirement amount of money is going to be, it could depreciate. And then we've lost out on money. Could even be 100 grand that we've lost out on because of the depreciation, because of inflation, for example. So think of it that way, in a long-term way, and just think how good you'll feel looking at your gold, and it's building up. Some people do gold stacking, silver stacking, for example. They can put them into these little boxes where they put the coins in, and then there's a glass case and it's lockable. Then it goes into a safe. Then you lock the safe, and the safe is, for example, drilled into the wall so no one can really get into it, that type of thing. But imagine how you'd feel that you're saving for your future, for example. Now, you can hold them for a long time. Like I said, longer you hold it, the more valuable it comes as well. So if gold prices rise significantly, you can then consider selling it, part of your gold, for profit. Always diversify your holdings between small bars and coins and other assets as well. So why gold beats cash and stocks? In an economic crisis, inflation is really about eroding cash value. $100 today is worth far less than what it was a decade ago. I remember, like a decade ago, I would go into the bank and I would say, right, okay, I've got £100 here, can you change it? And I would get like $200. Whereas if I do it now, £100, I get like $120, for example. So gold has been a store of wealth for thousands of years. I mean, thousands of years. It's God's gold, for example. It's on this earth. That's where it comes from. It's not man-made. Okay, so stocks and real estate. Yeah, real estate can be good, but it's volatile as well. But gold remains, and it retains the purchasing power. So central banks are buying gold. So what does that tell you? I believe Warren Buffett is buying gold. We will find out in more detail. Someone's just brought a load of gold. People are buying lots of gold. Wealthy people are buying lots of gold. So take action. Buying scrap gold today secures your future. against financial uncertainty. So what do you think about the price of how gold is soaring right now? Are you prepared? Listen, if you can't buy the gold, buy the silver. And you still got an asset, because silver is still valuable as well. So buying scrap gold monthly is key. It's simple, but it's a powerful way to turn your undervalued assets into long-term wealth. Think of it this way. What is it that you can cut back on, for example, where you can buy the gold instead? Because a lot of people are going out for meals like every day, for example, or 3 times a week or 4 times a week. How much do you spend a month when you do that? Quite easily, 400 if you go out twice a week, for example. So buying scrap gold monthly is simple, but it's also a powerful way for you to turn your undervalued assets into long-term wealth. Gold bars, cash in terms of value retention and financial security. There's no comparison. So, did this video help you? I'd love for you to hit the like button, subscribe for more gold investing strategies, drop a comment here and let me know, have you ever bought scrap gold? And what was your experience of that as well? And I also want to say thank you to all of you that have subscribed to the channel and commented and liked to the videos as well. And next time, what I want to do is I want to discuss the impact of the gold reserves on the future price of gold. So don't miss out on this, because you really want to be informed about gold and how valuable it is. Then this is the time to start pushing forward with buying gold. Because when I say this to you, I mean, I was doing it back in 2007, for example, 2008, me and my husband, for example, and 2010. And it was such a good thing. It was exciting as well. I mean, I wasn't melting the gold, obviously. We took it to the melting companies, for example. But I really enjoyed having those monthly parties, those gold parties I used to call, well, there were gold parties. And it was fun. We would all have fun. And everyone would come out with a $5 or $10. Wow, isn't that good? And everyone was having fun doing it. And I'd come out with a bag of gold. And then I would weigh it when I got home, for example, and I would put it with the other golds, but I would try and separate it. Because this, I believe, is the future. Either you buy the gold, you put 400, well, whatever you can save each month, for example, and use it to either buy gold coins or silver coins, for example, or you start your own scrap gold business. And then you turn that scrap gold into gold bars. And then you've got money for when you are needing it, or when you want to sell it, or when you want to use it for your retirement plan, or even to use it to purchase towards a house, because they're not cheap anymore. So think about what aspect of this gold, what it's going to do for you, because having gold is more valuable than having cash. Cash according to Robert, and I know he's telling the truth, Robert Kiyosaki, cash it's becoming nothing now. It's not valuable now. It means nothing. That's why when we go to the shop and we buy something with the money that we've worked so hard for, and we think, whoa, where did that go? The money's just gone. You don't want to be living month to month, check to check. If you do this by either doing gold parties or you purchase gold each month, because not everyone wants to do gold parties, I understand that. But you purchase the gold coins every month, whether it's gold or silver. I would buy both. Definitely would do that, because then that's a little top up as well. But it is well worth your time and expense investing in gold and silver, definitely. And especially if you can do the scrap gold, then that's wonderful. You don't need a license to do it, because it's not like you're a pawn shop. You're not a pawnbroker, for example. You're buying scrap gold and you're selling it. You're paying for it, and then you'll turn it into gold bars or coins. I tell you, when you do that, it just makes you feel so good. Just seeing one coin, a gold coin in your hands, you're like, wow, that looks more, it feels more valuable than having cash in your hand. The coin feels more valuable than the cash itself, because it will go a long way. Whereas the cash, due to the inflation, it's making the money devalued. It's not valuable anymore. As Robert Kiyosaki says, cash is like trash. It's become that way because of how high things are at the moment, inflation. You're seeing, look at the stock markets. The stock market, we can't even, at the moment, we can't really rely on that, because it's like up and down, up and down. To me, that's too stressful. When I bought some stocks years ago, I found it very stressful. I'm constantly looking at the screen all the time. I wasn't getting a break from it. Whereas with the coin, it's there, or the bar, it's there. You don't have to keep looking at it. It is, to me, it's a no-brainer. It is the best decision that you could make for your future. And if you're looking at especially your retirement, then now is the time to do it, so that you've got a retirement B plan in case plan A doesn't work out. Because let's face it, with our pensions, they keep pushing the goalpost. 1 minute you think you're getting it this year, and then it's, oh no, 3 years later. And to top it off, you're not getting what you should be getting, because it all depends when you decide to retire. And then you're missing out on things, and then you're living, pension payment to pension payment. I'm talking to you if you are going through retirement, or looking at retirement, or semi-retired, or if you're in your 40s, I'm talking to you. If you're in your 50s, I'm talking to you. Because in that time, if you do the coin thing, for example, by the time you retire, you've got your pension plus you've got your gold, which is really going to be worth a lot of money by then. So I hope that that was helpful to you all. Stay tuned, because I am going to be doing a video upload tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a really good video. I can't wait to share with you some of these real life videos of buying scrap gold, how to weigh it, how to test it. So this weekend I'm going to be pulling out all of my old gear. I've got my scales, I've got my, well, I think I have to buy some new acid testers, because they've probably gone off by now, probably have. And I've got my tweezers, my little jewelry tweezers. You know, if I take out a diamond or some stone of some sort, so I put that to one side, because that is also sellable as well. And then there's also, you know, how do you check for the pricing against what the gold is today, because it's not like you're buying it as if it's brand new, so it's at a reduced price. I'm going to be going into, you know, some auctions as well and showing you. I really want to show you this because it's something which I'm going to be doing, so I might as well show you so that you can do it as well. Maybe you just want to buy the gold bars, then I will show you where to get them from, for example, reputable dealers, for example. Because if we don't start planning this now, because the inflation is here, you see in the stock markets, right, they're going down, then it goes up a bit, then it goes back down, then it goes up a bit, and that's because of these tariffs that are being put on countries around the world, for example, but amongst other things as well. But what I would definitely be doing is gold and silver, it's still valuable today. That's why Donald Trump has said, and Elon Musk, they want to check out Fort Knox, because they know that that is valuable. But also they want to know what is there, for example. So maybe the person that has brought all of these gold bars, for example, maybe it's to put it in the Federal Reserve. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But all the banks, all around the world, all the governments, they've all got these gold bars. Why have we not got them? You're allowed to have them. So why not give it a go? Start with, even if it's £100 or dollars a month. You may need to save for 3 months, for example, but put something aside so that you then buy something. And that will give you such a good feeling. It really, really will. So let me know in the comments whether you're buying gold or whether you're buying silver or whether you're buying gold bars, and whether you'd be interested in learning more strategies, for example, or how to do a gold party. Then do click the link and book a free 15-minute with me, because I will be doing some gold party trainings as well. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you're doing, for example. You know, let's share together. Let's grow our gold businesses together. Let's grow our gold bars together, or coins together. So thank you so much. And I would love to, like I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your stories, but do stay tuned. Click like, subscribe to keep updated. And tomorrow we're going to be focusing on more videos as well. So I'll tell you a bit about what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about gold prices in 2025. I'm also going to be talking about the best ways to buy gold cheap, and that is scrap gold, my secrets, for example. I'm going to be talking about why the rich are stacking gold whilst you hold cash. I'm also going to be talking about how to profit from gold in the recession. And I'm going to be talking to you about gold versus stock, which will protect your wealth. So which one will protect your wealth? Don't know about you, but I tried the stock market and it's like too much. I ain't got time for that. And I know you can have financial people and they're great and wonderful. I'm not saying that. It's just, I just found it a bit of a headache. So let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for being here today. And I hope that you've enjoyed this training on gold, how it's become popular and how it's increasing, getting expensive than ever before. 2025 is the year to do it, and you can start doing this by spending small amounts of money. Coins come in different sizes and they're different prices, but the scrap gold, boy, that is amazing. So I hope you'll be able to join me, and I'll be here live tomorrow as well at the usual time, 7 p.m. UK time, and that's 2 p.m. American time, USA time, New York, Atlanta time, that is, just to give you the difference, for example. And I'll be sharing more stories and secrets with you as well. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening, everyone. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.